In this video, I'll showcase and share how you can set up our Tycoon template. This Tycoon template is available for sale now on our Discord, and it includes all of the verse that make this game run and most of the assets that you see. So we don't include like the house that we're actually building right now, etc. But the shops in the middle, I'll showcase that in a minute, they are all included. And we use a VFX system for the conveyors. We have this crate system. We have this playtime reward system. You can customize all of this. You can turn the music off and on. We of course have the claim money. We of course have the place to claim the money from the conveyors. The clicker can be upgraded when the progress bar is full. The clicker can be upgraded when the progress bar is full. And the player is pointed into the direction of the next upgrade. Then we have a daily reward system as well. And they need to wait 24 hours until the next reward can be claimed. We have this pet shop, which can be bought with diamond currency. And will give a bonus. Then we can use the remote to go to the armory shop, where they can buy weapons. Of course, you can place that. Then we have the car dealership, where you can first view the cars and then buy them. Of course, you can playtest this map yourself. If you just search for Delta UEFN on Fortnite, then it will show you our map, and just click on the Island Tycoon map. We use a custom VFX system for the cars, so we'll include these 4 cars with the template, and you can of course add more cars. We also have a hat shop, which is basically just some cosmetics. We can go back to our island and start building our mansion. And we also have some additional mini games that are unlocked later, like a computer, like a cookie clicker style game, which is fully handled in UI. We also have a special item shop, which has a grappler. We made a lot of money on the map just from the in-game purchases. I think we earned as much just like from the regular Epic Games system as from the in-game purchases. So I'll explain some more on the template and the price in a second, but feel free to playtest the map for yourself, because there's a lot that I haven't even mentioned that is still included in the template. If you do have any questions, you can always reach out on Discord to one of us. The full template costs €250, and it will include all of the assets and verse that I'm showing right now. Orders can be made through Discord, and if you open a ticket through the templates channel and then go to Tycoon template, then we can help you there. We take payments on PayPal and Stripe, so like 99% of the payment methods from your country can probably be used to pay for this template. We deliver the files just by as the U assets, so you can easily copy paste them into a new empty map, and whenever you paste it, you'll have to restart UEFN, and then you'll see all of the assets exactly as I showed them here. we also include this pet system. And we have some props, which use a dynamic progress material. And this is the claim base part and the money, which is also dynamic. And these are all of the verse files that we have. These are the sound effects that we used. These are the atlas, and I'll also make sure to include the PSD files so you can easily make your own. Then we have some icons, a logo for the spinning creator profile. Then we'll also have some VFX for the chopper, the hats and the car, and then some nice VFX that you can use in other projects as well. And these also have collision, so they kind of bounce on the floor. And these widget blueprints are also customizable, so some of them we just use as a reference to make it in verse, but the notification, the currency, and the equip pet and the marketplace boost, they are you can change them easily in the widget blueprint. So I'll guide you how you can set up the template. For now, I've just spawned a couple of spawners and the volume, some props, and the buttons, but I'll show you everything. So inside of the scripts folder, we'll have the data, which contains the base data, and you need one of these for each base. So if you have a 4-player map, you'll need 4 base data devices. But you can just set up one base and then duplicate everything in the end, but I'll show you that later. And also inside of these scripts, you'll have the devices folder. And then we have the armory device, audio handler, computer device. This is also per base, so let's add that here. The custom car, the device manager, that's device, marketplace, then the pets is also per base, and then the last ones. And this is like the main device. So let's first start with these devices, which are global, so they are not per base like this. So they are not per base like these ones. So we'll start with the armory device, which basically handles the weapon shop. And inside of the meshes folder, there is also a, let's see, where is it? Oh, inside the gun store folder, there is a mesh. But you should just scale it and also change some of the materials for the windows, but you can change these ones. And then you can also colorize it and just add it to your map. And there is also the text for like the armory or gun store, it says, I'm not sure. But inside of the armory device, we need to add a weapon remover. So what's it called? Item remover. And then just set it to objects in device. And remove player. And in there, just add all of the weapons that you're going to add. So if you're going to have a shotgun and an AR and an SMG, just make sure that they're all in here. And that should be it. And you can just turn off play audio and then add that in here. Then for the weapons, let's just do 2. Need a item granter. So set it to keep all and grant the current item. And in here you can set an assault rifle or whatever. And receiving player, set it to triggering player. And you can leave the rest. Yeah, that should be it. And then you can just copy this one for the second weapon. And then add it in here. So this is the first grantor, the second grantor. And then they'll also need a button. So one button per weapon. Let's put this here and here. First one, the second one, and then the price is just how much money it costs. So let's put this to 100 and 1,000. And that's it for the armory device. And the audio handler is what plays the notification. So it basically only connects like the audio player to the notification. So if we grab 3 audio players, and we'll need 3 because we have the notifications. Let's see, we have success. Let's set the second one to failure and warning. Then we can just select the audio players. And then inside of the audio player, you can go to the sounds folder, and then we have a success sound. You can tweak the volume, etc. and set it to instigator only and local player. That should be it. And also change the other ones. And I think the second one was the error, so let's just put this one, and this is the warning. And then you can also change these to instigator and local player. That's it. Then the next one we have is the custom car device. I believe there's another one here, so let me just grab that as well. So we have them together. Is there another one? Yes, this one. So the car system that we have uses VFX, and so Niagara systems. And if you go to the VFX folder and then to car, you'll see that there are 4 cars here that we already added. I believe these were just imported from Roblox Studio, but it doesn't really matter. And then we also need the sports car spawner and then the buttons. And the buttons, we use this so whenever the player gets out of the car, we use this button so they can get back into the car. So for the first one, we have an empty VFX and then the car spawner. So just add, if you have 4 players, just add 4 of these. Oops, it's not too many. And then just get a sports car spawner device, then just copy these settings. You can also change the boost fuel usage, etc. You can also change the boost fuel usage, etc. So we need 4 of the sports car spawners, and then just set them all in here. And then the car meshes button list. If you have 4 cars, you'll need to exactly type the name, but you can also just make a 1, 2, 3, and 4, for example. And then we need 4 car buttons. So if you just use these 4 cars, you'll need 4 buttons. And this is per player, so I'll show in a second. But the first one, let's go to meshes. Go to car. I believe this one is the bottom one already. So let's set this one to the other car, and this one as well. And you can put these just like not under your map because they still need to be teleported back, but in somewhere the player can see it. And then if we go back in here, inside of the car meshes button list, just select the 4 car buttons for the 4 different cars. And then inside of the UI car shop, you can actually set the name, and this needs to be the same as what you used in the other device. So I just use 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the cost, you can use like 10k and then 100k, etc. And then for the textures, we already have them. Let's see. Yeah, we already have the 4 textures for the 4 cars, but feel free to use your own, it doesn't really matter. Then the number of stars, this is just used in the UI when we're buying the car. And then the VFX is I believe, I didn't have it, so let me just get a VFX power-up device. And this is going to be R1. And this does not need to be per player, so if you have 4 cars, you just need 4 VFX power-up devices in total. Just set it to infinite effects and respawn and time to respawn 0. Just disable this and set it to custom effect and keep it on base. And then you can use the car Niagara systems here. And I believe that is it. I already just set it to all. And persist on illumination, yes. Oh no, set it to disable persistent illumination because they will get out of the car. And yeah, that's it. And then just make sure you select the car VFXs here, and also for the other 3. Then the custom car device, you can also just, that's this one, just select it in here. And the open menu is just another button which will be used to open the purchase menu. Then we have the vehicle showcase handler, which is the part in our Tycoon where they can like view the cars. So we first need a timer, which will be displayed on the HUD. So let's just set it to 5 seconds. Countdown, that should be it. And set it to no. That's the player. Success, yes. Completion, just keep it on stop. And visible during game, you can set it to hidden. Seconds are only. And this to and show on HUD. Just make sure that's enabled because we'll show this to the player when they're viewing the car. And you can also use a custom widget for it, but it's not really necessary. So just select that timer device. And then for 4 cars, you will also need 4 showcase settings. And it consists of a camera, which is a fixed point camera device. So if you track one in, you can see, oh my bad, it's a orbit camera. And this means that the player can like turn around like this. And you'll see how it will look. You can change like the distance and the offsets, etc. But I don't think you need to change anything. Oh no, make sure add 2 players and start is disabled, else it will automatically attach this camera to the player. So just select that orbit camera and also a button to open this specific car. And then you'll need 4 of these combinations, so just copy these ones and then select them in here. And then we can go to the other devices. This was the armory, we already did that, and the audio. So the device manager is basically something that we use in our script to get access to all of the devices without having to connect them every time. So let me just get the first part for this. It's very tiny, so I can show it. 1 second. We just use a weak map with the session as the key and an array of creative devices, which are these 6 that we use. But make sure that whenever you're adding this array, so add 6, you do it in this exact order. So the first one needs to be the notification device. This might be a little annoying. Let's call it value handler, I believe. Yeah, that's that one, the friend invite device. That's odd. Yeah, there are also some ones that consist of the UI devices, so let me just drag them in here. And then we can select the events and the daily rewards and the playtime and the Tycoon device and the armory device. Like so, that's it for this device. And we have the hat shop. We have like the button to open the menu, just copy one of your buttons. And then you can add all of the hats. We added 5, so let me just show you. We have these 5 hats, and if you go to meshes, I believe, go to hats, they'll all be in here. And they also have their own VFX, so they just need another visual effects power-up device. Just set this to infinite effects, no time to respawn, make sure it's set to custom, and set this one to head, and then set the custom effect to, let's see, to like each of the hats. So we need 5 of these in total, and then inside of the hat device you can set the price. So let's make this 100. This is like cash currency. Then the name we'll call it stop at VFX, which will be this one. And then this one uses a fixed point camera, so you can showcase the hats. So get a fixed point camera, and this is like what the player will see when they're attached to this camera. Make sure it's also set to not add to players on start. So select the fixed point camera and also change the texture, and then you can add as many hats as you want, but we have 5 already set up, but you can add more if you want, and then select the button as well. So then we have, this is the marketplace setup device. So if you want the in-game transactions, you can set it up here, but I can show you the script. Oops. It should be here. This is basically like the thing that Epic gives you, but we just added it with a grappler. And so just add a item granter. We made a grappler that you can purchase, and also a 3 times money boost. So item granter, just set it to keep all current item, and add a grappler in here, like so. And that should be it. And then you can add buttons. So I'll show you in a second, but I made these buttons with the textures, and I'll also show you how you can set up the materials that we used above it. So just add a button here. Yeah, I'll just show it right now. So grab a button device, and then go to the custom mesh. Just go to this one. And then for the custom mesh, just go to meshes and then button, and you'll see the shop button here. And then just rotate it. And then I would make sure to set the interaction radius. And then you can disable trigger sound and sort of that. And then if you add a plane, let's see. And then go to materials and go to button. Oh, my bad. I mean, or is it still in textures? Yeah, it's still in there. So if you go to text icons and textures, you'll see these material instances for the textures. And this, I'll also add this as a Photoshop file, so you can change the text colors, etc., but still keep this arrow and the positioning. So just drag one of the materials. Let's see, this one is the special items, and then just position it. And you can also do it for the daily rewards and playtime, and also the pet buttons. But I'll show you in a second for the daily rewards. And then just add all of the player spawners in here. And the other ones, but I only have one, but it doesn't really matter. So that is the marketplace, I think, yeah. Then we have the model dialog device for our teleporter menu thing. To go to Fortnite, and then just grab a pop-up dialog device, and then I'll show you. Oops, not that one. Then it's a very simple device. We have the buttons here, so you can put the title to teleports. Faster, and make sure auto display set to never, and response type, make it 5 buttons, because we have 4 different teleporting locations, and then one will be the back button. So the default back button will be button 5, and we have the button 1 will be like my island or home or whatever. Will be the armory, the clothing store, and the car shop. And then the 5th button will be back or whatever. And you can change the mask background, opacity, etc. And that should be it. And then we can add that in here. Then you'll need to add 3 teleporters for the armory, clothing shop, and car shop. Grab a teleporter device, and then you can set them to group none and group none. Disable these, and no sound effects, no momentum, and face them into the direction. And you'll see this red arrow, and that's where they'll be pointed to. And then you can just add them in here. So I'll just use the same one 3 times, but you should have 3 different teleporters, of course. So that's that. Then we have the main Tycoon device. I'll just leave this for a bit. Then we have the daily rewards. So just add the buttons. We placed one of these in each base. But let's see. Oh, the daily rewards, we had a mesh for that. So go to meshes, Tycoon, and then we have the daily rewards. But we can also use it as a button, of course. Let's just duplicate this one and then change the mesh and then resize it. we can also duplicate this plane and change the material to daily rewards and change the button tags daily. And if you want to be smart, you can this is button 9, right click, go to attach, and then if you move this one, you'll also move the plane. But you can still move this one independently, but you should do it for all of your buttons. And this is the daily rewards. You can just duplicate it and then change this to the playtime rewards, etc. And then we'll go to the daily rewards device, go to buttons, and then you can add as many as you want, but I just have this one. Then for the rewards, the daily needs 7, so you just add 7 elements, then go to index and click one of these. We have cash, diamond, multiplicator, and XP. So if you set it to cash, the icon size you don't really need to fill in, doesn't matter. Go to assets, and then go to, not sure. We'll do the 100 money, and then set the additional cash value to 100. I've added these textures, and you can just change it to whatever you want, but if you want to keep these, just copy the values that it says on there. And then for the time rewards, it's basically the same, but it needs 12 rewards. So we have the daily rewards. Oh, these ones are the daily, my bad. Let's go back. For the daily, it needs this day 1, and then day 2 will have this texture. You can change these, of course. And for the playtime rewards, you can it works basically the same. You can set it to cash, and then time required is how many seconds you have to like play in order to get this reward. So go to assets and then playtime rewards, and you can use like these textures if you want. And again, you don't need to add the icon size, doesn't matter. And this is a 100 cash reward, and the playtime rewards, it needs 12 elements in total. So that's those two finished. Then this one, you don't even need to do anything. The invite friends device, it only needs the buttons. So we have this button for it, you can just copy it, and there's also a material like this one. And you can do the same with the plane and then just add the buttons. Then the UI leaderboard, make sure cycle players is off, by the way. It might break because it's not meant to be for the for like 4 players, etc. And cycle duration, you can just leave this, doesn't really matter. But the size you can change, it will like scale accordingly, and then just add your player spawners in there. Then we have like the base specific devices. So if we go to the base data, there will be the purchases, and this is where you're going to add all of your purchases. I'll show this in a second, but there are also some other devices like a toggle doors button, which you can add. So basically, if they click this button, you can add like lasers and a volume device, or like what's it called, a damage volume, to kill like other players. And then we have a rebirth button, which you can use this one, and there's also a rebirth station. There's also a material for it. Then we have the main teleporter, which is basically the teleporter for their base. So if they want to go back to the island, or if they just claim the island, they will be teleported to this base, to this teleporter, my bad. So just select that one. So if I'm going to build my base here, the teleporter needs to be here as well. Then we have a player reference device, which is just what displays the name and also the player's like skin. So turn this on. Yes, and if you don't put a status track, this will be hidden in game. You can change like the I don't know, do whatever you want. And just I think it's 0, yeah, and then it will not show a like the hologram effect. And you can put this above the player and put it to no curve. I believe this is how we had it. And then to activate this, it's done by verse, so you just need to select the player reference here. Then the purchase VFX is a VFX spawner, which it handles, it gets teleported, but it handles like the VFX whenever you buy a new upgrade. So just set it to burst, and it does not matter. Enable override, and I believe it's called purchase. Yeah, like the Niagara system purchase. And you can turn off the sound effect. I believe that's it. And you can select this as well in the base data, and this one, each base has their own of the VFX spawner as well. All of these things you see here are each base has their own. So the laser's parented. So if I'll show quickly. We didn't do this on our Island Tycoon map, but we still had it in there. Well, we had it before, but we removed it basically. So let's go to meshes. Go to, maybe I think it's in Tycoon. So if we have our lasers here, then you'll need to parent them to the same empty prop. I'll show you that in a second, because we also use it for the purchases. So these 4 will be parented together by a prop, and then you need to select that prop in here. And it basically handles like whenever they click the laser button, the toggle doors button to show the lasers. Oh, and make sure you also add your damage volume in there. So the pet device is going to be this base's pet device, which is also unique for every base. Computer device the same. Indicator is going to be a map indicator device. So you also need 4 of these. If you set it to minimap, you can just disable the minimap with the HUD controller. You can change all of these settings to like disable the minimap, but I believe that you don't even need to change anything. But you go to the base data and then just select this map indicator. And then a mutator device, which doesn't do anything, but it's just to for the pulse. Then I'll just quickly do the computer device. So add the player spawners, of course, then a button to open the menu. I believe we had it was like a mesh from Sketchfab, like a setup with a computer and a chair, etc. And we just made that the button mesh and then added the playing with the material. We added the play minigames. So we have, let's go to textures, I believe it's called fish. Where is it? Oh, computer, and then clicker, fish. We have 8 different fish. So this is like the clicking game on the computer, like a sort of cookie clicker. So if you add 8 elements, and for each one select a different icon, and then just like gray face, and then we have a green face, etc. And then click again. Per click you can put like 5 the first one, and the first one should be free, and then you could put the second one for 20, and then this will cost like 500, and then they can purchase the next one, etc. Then the pets device, we have an open menu button, which will be this one but in a button form, and then you can also add a material. So the player spawners, just add them here, and then we have the pet purchase data, so the price, name, prop. Let's go to the pets. They all have their own prop, and each player, so each base needs its own set of props, and besides the showcase props they need another set. So these props that you select here, they can't be the showcase props. You just need to basically keep a set of props per base, besides the showcase props. And so inside the pet purchase data, just select the prop. So let's say this is the alien. Select the alien. And this is also a fixed point camera. Let me just copy this one. Just put it in front of the showcase. So I'll just use this one as showcase, and then I'll copy it. That's easier. So these are my showcase props. So put the camera in front of the showcase prop, and then you can change the camera to this one, name to alien, which is used on the UI, and then select the price in diamonds. And then once you've set that up, just copy the props, and then make sure the pet prop is the second one, so not your showcase props with the camera. And then you can just add the button, of course. Then in the main Tycoon device, you first make sure you add all of the bases. So if you have 4 bases, you'll have 4 base data devices. Just make sure they're all selected in here. The spawn analytic, which is, we just had a analytic device for checking how many people spawn. You can also just use the Fortnite analytics, but we had an extra one, which also tracked like how many people died, etc. So it was the first, it didn't track how many people died, but we had other ones for that. You can just enable, disable this, it doesn't matter. And the player spawners can, and then a weapon granter for the remote control, and also a remote control manager. What's it called? Signal remote manager, that's one. So set this to legendary, cooldown 0, activate immediately, and then add that one in here as well. So the signal remote, and then on grant keep all, etc. And then just add those 2 in here. So we first have the remote control, which is that one. I believe we should have added this somewhere. Let me check. Where is the teleporter device? Oh, I just yeah, that's right. I just connected these without first. So go to the pop-up dialog, go to show, and select the signal modes, and then on primary activation. Then the game start teleporter is basically like the home teleporter, like in the middle of your map with the stores or whatever is added in here. Then the move on Z, just keep this on 1500, but if you have like a very tall structure, a very tall house, you need to increase this until it's like hidden at the start of the game. The main SFX is a audio player, which for us played like the main music. I believe it's added in the sounds folder. Let's get an audio player. And then go to audio. It's called jungle. Yeah. And we made it a, I believe we had it loop. Yeah, we made a sound cue of this. So go to is there not create sound cue. So go to make it sound cue jungle, and then set this to looping. Yeah, that's it. And then select that one in the audio player. Then we have play on hit disable, can be heard by registered players only, play location, local player. And that's it. And then just select that in the main SFX. And we have the purchase SFX, which is like whenever they purchase an upgrade. So you can just use like the level up. Make sure for this one restart audio when activated is enabled. Make sure this one doesn't have the registered player, so everyone, end skater only, and then local player. And then this one. And these are just accolade devices for whenever you purchase something or rebirth. Then income increase per rebirth is set to, this is 5%, so if you want it to 10%, put it to this. If you want to like double it, make it to 2. Make it 1, because by default the multiplier will be 1, so if you add 1 it will be 2, and this gets added every time. Or I believe it gets multiplied by this amount every time, so it's exponential. So we can, I'll just put it back. Let's see, we have the radio device as well. So for the radio switch, if we go to meshes, well, we'll make it a switch device, my bad. So this is like the radio switch inside of the base. So add a switch device, custom on mesh, custom off mesh. We'll use the meshes, and then go to Tycoon, and then for both just select this radio mesh. Store state per player. You can also set an interaction range, and the turn on text will be on radio. And that should be it. And make sure the initial state is set to on. And then what you need to do is go to your main music, go to register player, and then for this just select the switch device, and then on turned on, and also on turned off. And that should be it for the radio. Then we can do the purchases and also the like the droppers, etc., and the clicker. So if you go to your base data and you add an element in here, the first one will be the claim base, so we'll just leave this to 0 money, and I'll just add a name. It doesn't matter, but it's just so you can recognize the purchase. Then you can set the price money, price diamond, and the rebirth requirements. And then also the claimer volume. Just grab a volume device and just change the size, whatever, to something like this. And then I'll have these meshes. So the bottom one here is a mesh. The top one is a prop because we need to change the color of this. And you can also just parent the, let's parent this one to the base. So if we move the base, it will move the green pot as well. Then if we put this in the middle, roughly, then we can attach this to the volume. See if it's this one. Yep. So let's just drag this over here. So if we go to our base data, you can select the claimer volume here. Select the bottom mesh, which will be the green cylinder. And maybe clicker, maybe dropper, I'll show that in a second. But then the parented prop. If we go to props, you'll see there is an empty prop here. Just drag this one in here. And then you can add your like your props, etc., like the house that they have to build or whatever. So let's just go to props, just get a random just got a stove and this, whatever is it, mirror or whatever, and attach these to the empty prop. And let's just rename this to parented 0, so like it's the parented purchase for the 0th purchase. So we can move this one down and up to like show and hide it, because we can't show and hide like all the individual elements by hiding the parents. So it's just a little workaround, but we need to use the empty prop. And then what I would do is make sure you have some folders like base 1, and then which will be the plain base. Just add these in there, and then also the volume. You can also use move to select the volume. And then we need like this sign. So if we go to textures atlas, you'll see we have the money atlas. I'll attach this Photoshop file as well. And I've added 2 for now, but you can, of course, you should add your own prices, and then you'll probably have like 10 of these atlases in here. It's okay, because if you just copy these settings, like keep the compression setting to default and don't put it to uncompressed, because else you'll run out of memory. And there is also one for the words, like the name of the upgrade. And then if you go to props, we'll have this sign thing, and it has like a bouncing glint material, you see. And then if you go to, let's just attach this to the volume as well. And then if we go to the name, you can select the correct atlas. So this is part of our first, like our first upgrade. So it's part of the first name atlas and also the price atlas. So if we go to the word atlas, we'll have 1 and 2. And this one, oh, it does not have the, what's it called? 1 second. we go to Atlas. Oh, we only have one word Atlas, but it's okay. So for the price, I'll show it in a second, but we just have the word Atlas, then scroll down to custom primitive details, then you'll see word index. And if you change this, it will change like the selected like square of of your Atlas material. So if I go to the texture, if I set this to 6, it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is table. You'll see table here. I think I messed something up. And then if you set it to 6, I'll switch to table. And then for the price, it's basically the same. But if you change this to the second price Atlas, you'll have different values because it gets them from a different Atlas. So this is going to be price money Atlas. And then this one we're going to set to price money Atlas 2. So just add more of these atlases and then add more of the material instances, and then you can use more values. Then this should be it for like the normal claim base. And then let's say you want to make the second upgrade, select everything, like including the folder itself and the parented, the volume and all its children, but don't select like the actual props of the upgrade. You can click Ctrl D to duplicate, and then you'll have your second upgrade. And then in here you can, let's say you have more props, we can attach these to parented 1, which will be your first, like yeah, basically the second upgrade. And then you go in here, you go to the Atlas, you change the name to the next one, so I get 7, change the price to another one, and then you'll have your second upgrade. Then in here, was there something else? Oh yeah, the parented prop. So for the 0 upgrade, we'll just use parented 0. And then purchase to open is the integers, so basically the index that this purchase will open once you've bought this one. So whenever you buy index 0, the next one you can buy is index 1, and you can add as many as 1. So for example, if you want a clicker, like where you have to hit the crate, go to maybe clicker, set it to scripts data clicker, and you'll see some information. Make sure the clicker index is 0. If you add another clicker later, make sure that index is 1 and just count. Then I have added a prop. Okay, so it's I had to copy and paste it still, but you'll have the crate prop like here. Let me just scale it on. And then we need a prop manipulator. So let's go to prop manipulator. It's like inside of the crate. So, oops. Set it to affect all objects inside a zone and make it very small. So basically only the crate will be affected. Modify prop health, yes. Invulnerable, yes. And now make sure it's not invulnerable. Oh, you can disable this, by the way. We do it another way. That should be it. Make sure can be damaged is on. And then let's see, what do we have to do? We need a VFX spawner. and set this to the burst override, and then the money, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, it's like the crate hitting animation, and it has collision with the floor but not the crate. And that should be it. And then we can go and add, oh, we need an audio player as well. And you can set it to an audio you want, and then change play on it to false. Can be heard by yeah, you can set it to everyone or instigate, it doesn't matter, and make sure it's set to play from device. Then when you go back to base data, go to the clicker, you can select the prop manipulator, the crate type. You can add more in first. Well, it's really self-explanatory. Go to the enum from the crate type, and then you can change it. Then the crate prop, just select like the prop itself. It's a bit small, I believe. And then the SFX, which is the audio player, the VFX spawner. We basically didn't use this, but you can use diamond per hit as well if you want. Then a progress prop and level prop. So go to the props, and then we need, let me just create it 1 second. Okay, so drag the blueprint material. So drag the blueprint material prop in here, and then you'll have like this progress bar. You don't need to change any of the values. You can resize it if you want inside of the actual material, like the size here. And then add the BC levels and just add it on top of here. And this use like a similar atlas system as the names and money. So we have the levels atlas. I'll add this PSD as well. So it displays the level and the amount per hit. Then go into the base data, and for the progress prop, just select the progress material ping, and then the levels prop is the other one. Then add your levels in here. So we have 25, I believe. Yes, 5 times 5, so it's 25. So add like the money per hit, which the first one is 5, and then add the other ones. So you can also just change the values to whatever you want, of course. And the hits to next level is like how many times you need to hit it until it goes to the next level. And then if you want to do a dropper, you need to set maybe dropper to dropper data. There are also some things it needs. So if we add a conveyor belt prop, oh, I still need to add the legs, but I'll add them in the version we ship out, my bad. But if we add the conveyor belt, and then go to meshes, go to dropper, and add like the flash dropper, place it like on top of the conveyor, like so. And then we have a screen to display like the value. And just add a frame 10 flat, yep. And we'll just add a billboard on here to display the money value. And then center it, change the color. You can look at the default value, and then the size. Let's increase that, like so. You can change the font if you want. I like this one. That should be it. Then this also needs a volume device. Let me just copy this one. Change it to a box. I'll just do something random. Well, it doesn't entirely fit, but you can change it, of course. And then for each dropper, we need a VFX funnel. And then let's place it like where it should emit from. Burst, custom dropper. See, I have two, I'll show it in a second, but this should be it. And go to the VFX device. The money per drop is like how much it should spawn every drop, and I think we set it up so every drop, yeah, is 6 seconds. So let's go back to the base data. The dropper. So this one will earn 5 cash per 6 seconds, basically. You can also make it generate diamonds, of course. So the maybe money claimer is this one. The maybe money billboard is the billboard here. You can do the same, but for diamonds, of course. And then the VFX is this one, but I can't show it like this. So if we place the actual Niagara system, VFX dropper, base 1, and you'll see that it goes in the wrong direction. So that's an issue, first of all, and we need to add like the place where it kills the prop. So to change the direction, first of all, we have different VFX for each base because the direction is like hard coded inside of the Niagara system. And if you go to gravity force, you'll see that this green line, which is the Y, it has a value of -250, and if we change this to 250, it'll obviously go to the other direction. And then to handle the killing of well, for now it's a cube, but let's just add a cube shape. Oops. Three. And then add another one within green. Then let's make it align a little better. Then we have this cube, and make sure it's not parented to anything, and then select the position, go into the dropper VFX, go to the volume origin, and then just paste in here, and then flip the negative to positive or positive to negative, because it's some stupid shit, and then it'll die when it gets near. So if we go to the kill particles and volume, you can also change like the size of the hypothetical box that it basically places. But now, again, 1 second. Where is it? Now it will play the anim correctly. And you can also do multiple. So that's correct. We don't need these, use the VFX spawner. And then just make sure that it's all selected in here. I also included this spinning profile picture, which is done by a material. And if you go to the spinning logo material, open it, you can replace this with your own logo or whatever. A nice thing about this is that you can put a creator profile device like inside of it, and you can hide it. So if you grab a creative profile, like put it in here, like so, and then go into the widget comp and disable visible and enable hidden in game. Then they can still interact with the creator profile, but it will not show the sign. And I also added this, I saw it here, like the introduction material. So if you add like a plain resize and change the background color. Yeah, something like this, but it's basically like the how to play sign. And of course, I'll include the PSD for these ones with the arrow and the text, and also the atlases. These are the island settings that we used for our Island Tycoon. Feel free to pause or slow it down. These are the HUD controller settings. So I believe that should be it. It's a bit complex, to be honest, but if you do have any questions, just reach out on Discord and we'll help you there. Well, it was a very long video, and I'm sorry for everyone that had to sit through this because it's really long. But I hope I explained everything good enough, and I can show the FN360 from the VFN. Just update. Yeah, that like 40 minutes average playtime, which is pretty good. Like, I think if we can see, well, it dipped. Well, this dip is basically because because customers were trying out the template and they don't play 40 minutes, obviously. So this was from a discovery. This is when we were in discovery, then it was like 40 minutes average. So which is pretty good. It wasn't even that good of a map. We didn't put that much time in it because we were basically like building the template. But I think you can make very good maps with this. I do recommend, like, you could possibly change out the pads to make it not look like other maps, because of course other customers will also use this template. And we mainly just recommend to use the first code. But it's a very nice system. Obviously it doesn't use any dynamic materials for the money and the names yet, but we'll try to add that in the advanced template, of course. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you do have any questions, just reach out on Discord, of course.